Hello students, today I am taking second lecture of life process. So in last lecture yesterday we have discussed about the structure of digestive system. So the first part of digestive system yesterday we have discussed mouth and buccal cavity. So mouth, I told you, this is opening at the front side of the face in between the lips below to the nose, and buccal cavity chamber like structure. It contains salivary gland, teeth, tongue. Salivary glands secrete saliva which contain mucus, toil and lysozyme. Mucus provides riding surface. Toiling act on starch converted into maltose, and lysozyme act on the bacterial cell and micron and kill them. So in the continuation I am describing the structure of digestive system. So the next part, second part, is called pharynx. So you have watched in the diagram the posterior part of the buccal cavity is called pharynx. So buccal cavity and nasal cavity both are posteriorly opened into a hollow tubular muscular structure. So this hollow tubular muscular structure is called pharynx. On the basis of their openings, the pharynx are divided into three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Nasopharynx is the part of pharynx in which nasal cavity is opened. Oropharynx is the middle part of the pharynx in which the oral cavity is opened, and laryngopharynx is the part of pharynx which is connected to the larynx, voice organ. So you have watched nothing special inside of the pharynx. Only pharynx is a common part of respiratory tract and digestive tract. It is very important point about the pharynx. Only the one part is common part for both the system, digestive system, respiratory system. It is pharynx. Third, esophagus. You know very well about the esophagus. It is also known as food pipe. So esophagus is also a hollow tubular muscular structure which is situated in between the pharynx and stomach. It is situated in between the pharynx and stomach, approximate 15 to 20 centimeter in length. So this food pipe and esophagus does not perform any special function. It transfers the food from pharynx to stomach. So this esophagus and food pipe cross the complete thoracic cavity and transfer the food into the stomach. One movement also present in esophagus. This is called peristaltic movement. So this peristaltic movement help in the movement of food in forward direction. When you chewing the food inside of the buccal cavity, then you engulf this food. So this food comes inside of the esophagus. Then after esophagus start the peristaltic movement. By this movement, food move in forward direction and come inside of the stomach. Okay, next, stomach. Stomach, you know very well. Stomach very important part of digestive system because the most of the digestion take place inside of this stomach. Stomach, you have watched in diagram, it is J-shaped. and bag-like structure. The wall of the stomach is is thick because it help in the crushing of food. So when the food, after the chewing of food come inside of this stomach collect this food and and start the digestion of this food. So the wall of the stomach contain one special type of gland. This is called gastric gland. This gastric gland secrete one juice. This juice is called gastric juice. Gastric juice is a mixture of different components. It is not a single component. Because we are using word juice, it means juice is a mixture of different ingredient. So this gastric juice contain HCl, number 2 pepsin, renin, gastric lipase, and mucus. So these gastric juice consist HCl, pepsin, renin, gastric lipase, and mucus. All these components of this gastric juice perform different functions, and they help in the digestion process also. HCl first. HCl, you know, it is a very strong acid. This type of acid is strong, but you know this acid present in your stomach and we does not harm from this acid. How it is possible? So you keep in your mind the ball of this stomach. This ball, watch, this ball of the stomach is covered very thick layer of mucus. So due to this reason, this HCl is secreted inside of the stomach. It does not come in the contact with the muscular wall of the stomach. Due to this reason, this acid does not harm the wall of our stomach. When this acid will come in the contact with the stomach wall, then after it will create ulcers. It means you will be suffer from ulceritis. So some pupils you have watched, they take alcohol. So by the using of this alcohol, the layer, this layer of the mucus, it will be thin. Then this HCl can come in the contact with the wall and they will suffer from ulceritis. So, but what is the function of this HCl in our stomach? HCl performs so many functions, but the main important function of this HCl, activate the enzyme pepsin. So you know this pepsin enzyme, it is very important enzyme for digestion of protein, but this enzyme is secreted in the form of pepsinogen, inactive form. But in the presence of this HCl, it converts to the pepsin. This is active form. This is the main function. When the HCl will not be secreted, pepsinogen will not convert to the pepsin. It means there will not be digestion of protein. This is the main function. Second, kills the microorganism. Some microorganisms enter inside of the stomach by food. So these microorganisms are killed by this HCl. When they come in the contact with this HCl, they died. So it helps in the killing of microorganisms. And third, softening of food. Sometimes you have watched some hard part of the food we engulf uh, along with the food. So this HCl softening this softening the hard part of this food. Then after we can digest easily. Okay, any doubt? Next, pepsin, component of gastric juice. Pepsin is a enzyme. It is a enzyme. It acts on the protein, the carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals. They are the component of food. When we take food, so these components enter inside of our body, but they are in complex form. Due to this reason, we require digestion. So pepsin act on the protein and convert this protein into proteases plus peptone. So what is protease, peptone? They are the fragment of amino acid. So only the one function of pepsin, it acts on the protein and converts protein into proteases and peptones. It means it helps in the partial digestion of protein inside of the stomach. Third, renin. It is also enzyme, but it does not secrete in adulthood. After adulthood, the secretion of renin present in maximum concentration inside of the childhood and newly developed baby. So renin secreted inside of these this renin is secreted in maximum concentration in the newborn babies because they are dependent only milk, mother milk. So this renin enzyme act on the protein, milk protein, and this milk protein it converts the milk protein casein into the paracaseinate. So this is in soluble form, it is semi-soluble form. So by the action of this enzyme, the liquid form of the protein present inside of the milks is converted into the semi-solid form. Then after, this pepsin enzyme can work properly on the milk protein and digest them. Okay, third, fourth, gastric lipase. Gastric lipase is also an enzyme. It acts on the lipid and it converts the lipid into fatty acid plus glycerol. So this gastric lipase act on the lipid and convert fatty acid and glycerol. So lipid also a component of food. After the action of gastric lipase, it convert to fatty acid and glycerol. It means gastric lipase help in the digestion of lipid. The fifth, previously we have discussed mucus. Mucus help in the protection of muscular wall of stomach. Protection of muscular wall of stomach. Thank you.